Carson, today is April 4th.
It is.
Do you know why April 4th is such a monumental day for us? There's two reasons.
Isn't it the year anniversary of our podcast?
Oh no, that was like a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, that's okay.
I know one reason.
What?
The official launch of our website.
Really?
Yes, sir.
We have merch available online.
We have tons of merch, all sizes available. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, cute, fun. Wear it to the party, wear it to the beach, wear it during the winter, anytime. You can find something for anyone, any time of the year.
Take it off if you ever want to.
Shit, you can take it off on me any day.
That's what I'm talking about. We got crew necks. We have both men's and women's t-shirts and hoodies. We have anything
cute
from
crop top things for the girls.
When I saw it, I was like, I'm putting it on there.
I love it.
No one's ever going to order it, but it's kind of funny.
I mean, they might. Shoot.
There's also currently working on leggings.
Ooh.
And also a fanny pack.
TikTok. Make like the TikTok leggings. The one like hug the cheeks.
Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, also working on a fanny pack. Fanny pack.
Ooh, I'm ordering it. Are you? I'm getting it. I'm buying it right away. 100%.
And then also on a serious note, I'm also working on a hat. It's hopefully going to look something like that.
I like that. I'll wear that.
The hats are a little harder to.
Yeah. Is it a dad hat?
Dad hat.
We like those. Mm-hmm. Those are always in style. Prices are good. If you're a good friend of ours, get a discount, only true friends,
Yep. As I was saying, we have stuff for all tax bracket incomes.
Yep. Something for everyone.
We got nicely priced shirts. We got some premium shirts.
Ooh.
Tri-blend.
Yeah. Shouts to Spencer. He's the one that set up the website. Grateful for him.
Yeah. Let's see if we can.
Ooh. Look at that.
What do you think about that nice banner picture we got right there, Carson?
I love that. I don't know. Which of those drinks are you drinking? Which one's your drink of choice right there?
Oof. Not the one on the left. That one looks nasty.
Yeah, but it's got
a damn
refreshing.
Tree root in it.
Yeah, but it looks refreshing. But that's probably made with like gin and some.
Yeah, gin's terrible. I'd probably go for this little red one in the rocks glass down here.
Yeah, I think I'm going for the middle one.
The pink
one. I like the fruity stuff. I'm a fruity guy myself.
So yeah, this is the domain. You can go over to cocktail-wieners or cocktail-wieners.creator-spring.com.
Yes,
shipping times are about 10 days. Here's a look at a few of the products we got. Premium women's logo.
I got
hoodie.
two of those. crew neck sweatshirts myself. Mm-hmm. So I'll be rocking
the ones
those
down here. They got the light blue. Those are kind of nice. I like this coffee mug a lot.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, there's the cute little crop. Go back up. Show the crop.
Oh, yeah.
Get the ladies in it.
Get
the ladies in it.
Hey.
Yeah. We got different colors, too. Yeah, we got different colors, too. It's not just what you see. If you have a different color you like, you can probably find it. We got tons of colors.
Different colors. You'll definitely get hit on and get a boyfriend if you're wearing this.
I'd hit on you. 100%.
So definitely go check that out. But yeah, go support. You can use the promo code I am a wiener for 10% off your first order. Once again, that's I'm a wiener for 10% off your first order.
Yeah.
It's fun making your own promo codes.
True. I like that. Anyway, should we dive right into it?
Well, I was going to say, what the other huge news is today? I said there were 2 items.
I know. I have a feeling I know what it is.
What is it?
Are you maybe referring to the big dance? Big game?
Yes, but of a couple years ago. Today is the 7th year anniversary of Wisconsin beating the undefeated Kentucky Wildcats. So all my Kentucky fans back there, it's a good day to celebrate, boys.
True. But we also saw screw Duke. Still don't like them. We don't talk about that.
They didn't make it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're happy about that. Coach K's going out. Anyways, I didn't realize Kentucky was undefeated.
Yeah, they were 38-0 when they were playing us.
Yeah. What were we? Weren't we like – I think we were like 35-3?
I think we were 32 or 33-3. We had a really good record. Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Good old Frank the Tank. Mm-hmm. Gotta love him.
So yeah, welcome back to whatever podcast episode number this is of Cocktail Wieners, we're back in session. Going to be coming at you every week from now on, we promise.
Yes, sir.
Get back into the swing of things. Go support on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking about the tournament, did you watch the Final Four games?
I did. I watched Villanova, Kansas, and then I watched part of Duke UNC. I went out that night, went to a house party. So, Madison in the Mad Town got pretty crazy. But I watched as much as I could. I watched till about halftime. They were both pretty good games. The Kansas one,
yeah,
it was a good game. It started off all right, and it just
Kansas started blowing the wheels off it at the end.
Yeah. It wasn't even close at the end. I mean, during the beginning, it looked like it was going to be kind of a close game, but then they just pulled away. They had too much firepower. And in my opinion, my personal pick now is I think Kansas is going to win it all.
I think I'm cheering for North Carolina tonight. That's just who I would like to see win it. I'm not a big fan of Kansas's coach.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I just want to see Kansas do it because Kansas, granted, they've been pretty decent lately. I don't remember the last time they won a national championship.
They are one of the historic blue bloods, though. So
true.
They have the second most wins all time or something like that.
I feel like UNC is pretty close to a blue blood too.
Oh, they are.
So
they're both in the
I don't like the guy with all the facial hair though.
The white guy?
Yeah, no.
How do you not like him?
His beard looks like straight up pubes. I'm not gonna lie. It's disgusting.
That's one of the best beards I've ever seen.
You're on crack. No way.
Hey, I'm just a big beard guy. I support him.
Okay, that's fair. I
wish he's a hooper.
Yeah, he is.
He's a hooper.
But you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me from that guy from
Baylor. Like a lumberjack?
No, he reminds me of the
Bunyan?
guy from Baylor that beat us. I mean, shoot, yeah, I love Paul Bunyan. Have you ever eaten there real quick?
You talking about the white Kobe or the whatever?
The guy who beat us from Baylor, Wisconsin last year.
Yeah, but
he kind of reminds me of that style of player. No, I know, but like just like a white guy that's balling out in the tournament that everyone loves. And I don't like the guy from Baylor, so I kind of instantly don't like this guy.
You just don't like white people.
No, God no. For the worst.
Fair enough. Doing a little check-in on our bracket group for the podcast. We currently have No Kush Left Behind. Shout out Chris Edlin. And Sethi Polfis. Shout out our boy Seth. And Real Steel, which is my boy Ethan, at 1, 2, 3 right now. If Kansas wins, No Kush Left Behind will win. If North Carolina wins, Seth will win.
Dang.
And then Ethan is pretty much screwed because he had Baylor winning it all. He has no more points left. But there's some interesting shuffling that could be going on here. If Kansas wins, the leaderboard will be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And
V salad.
I think Seth is the only person that picked North Carolina. So if they win, he's locked in for first.
I did not do too hot.
And then a shout out at the bottom of the bracket. We have Malcolm. Both of Malcolm Jerks' entries finished dead last. So he will be getting the chicken. That's already been determined. He will be inheriting Gwyneth Poultry from us.
Oh, Gwyneth. All right, that's fair.
Don't say
who's the last bracket? Who's your boy C Daddy 6'9"?
That's my boy Clay Boney.
Hey Clay, we like that.
He forgot to enter his bracket. What a bum.
Okay. He needs to get the chicken then. He needs to get one.
I'm only giving away one.
What do you do with the other two?
Roasting them. I have 4, so your math.
Oh yeah. You know, math. I'm not a math major intentionally.
Understood.
This man thought I couldn't even figure out my own address.
He did. He couldn't. He didn't. He clearly didn't.
Okay, so I live in a weird area. I'm not going to give my address out because, so many listeners are going to come bombard my house with paparazzi. But I put it in at all these different websites, and it never works. And I put it in here, and it didn't work. So I had to re-enter it a different way.
Still going to ship to your house, though, huh?
Hopefully. Shoot, might go to my neighbor's house. But, hey, that's how we network. Accidentally start wearing a Cocktail Wieners podcast sweatshirt around crew neck. Spread the word.
That's what we call marketing, baby.
Yes, sir. Accidentally send it to a bunch of different people. Who's in first? You said Seth and Clay?
Yeah, Seth is second. Chris Edling is first.
Okay, so you guys will be getting some merch if you. Well, they will finish top 3. So
Seth might not. Seth needs. Seth needs
UNC.
what's his name to win?
Okay.
Old North Carolina. Any other big things stick out to you from the tournament?
No, I mean, we didn't really talk about much, but Wisconsin, obviously, our beloved Wisconsin, and Johnny Davis lost. Johnny Davis declared for the draft, which was heartbreaking. Chucky Hepburn got injured.
And he will be a lottery pick?
Yes, I agree. I think he will, but his last 15 games are not very impressive at all. If he played like that for the whole year, he wouldn't be a top 14 draft pick. If he played like how he did the second half of the season. But
I don't disagree.
Luckily, he started off so hot.
He's probably one of the more athletic people in the draft, though, and that's, I think, his big selling point.
That's true. His ceiling is pretty high for all the draft picks this year. What happened? By the way, what happened to Chucky Hepburn? Did we ever find out?
It was just a bad sprain. The X-rays came back clean, so
okay. I never even I looked
from
it
that
up.
standpoint. But
yeah, I looked it up and I couldn't find anything on it. They were pretty hush hush about it. That's good to know. We'll get Chucky back, full health.
I'm looking for something in particular.
Ooh, we didn't talk about the Peacocks.
We didn't?
No.
Shout out the Peacocks.
Oh man, St. Peter's Peacocks. Beautiful run.
They 15 seed coming into the tournament. 15 seeds have won before, but they were the first 15 seed to make it to the Elite Eight, as you all know, which was pretty exciting.
What was the name of their star player?
I think their star player, his last name was Banks. But
no, I'm talking the white guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
Doug. We love our man Doug.
Doug Herbert.
Yeah, he went off. He actually was phenomenal in the tournament, which was really surprising.
I was looking for this tweet. We can get to that after the tournament talk, but yeah, that was pretty. Did you see their coach has since accepted the Seton Hall job? He'll be leaving the Peacocks.
No, I didn't see that. When did that come out?
Probably 2-3 days ago, maybe longer.
He'll be leaving the Peacocks. Yeah, money talks.
But he also played college ball at Seton Hall.
Okay, so I suppose if there's a place to go, then it'd probably be Seton Hall. But still, come on, leaving Peacocks high and dry.
I mean, the amount of money he's like, the Peacocks ain't paying much.
Yeah, but you gotta spread the wings and fly.
He did.
Lose.
He did do exactly that. He took a different job.
Give him money and let him fly with the program. Get the recruits, get the endorsements, everything.
I think that school is smaller than our school, and we go to a D3 program. So
our school is actually decently big, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he ain't getting money.
True. There's 2,000 total students enrolled in that school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2,800 or something like that, 2,500, I don't remember. But that's crazy. There are some high schools that are bigger than that.
My high school is bigger than that.
What?
My high school was bigger than that.
Really? How many was in your class or your high school?
My class was above 500. Our whole high school was about like 25.
Gosh, my whole high school was 200.
Yeah, I know. You from the sticks, boy.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yee country.
You from where it smells a little funky outside.
True. Speaking of, just quick side note, so I was working on the farm today, and my boss had me loading up logs onto like a pile, and these things were like 150, 200 pounds. And he's like asking me, he's like, "Yeah, can you carry these?" I was like, "Okay." There was a dead skunk that's been sitting there for a month. He hasn't moved it in a month. It's just sitting under one of his sheds, like in broad daylight. And he literally left. He had to go do some errands, and he left me to go work there. So I'm sitting here with a dead skunk like 20 yards away. It was horrible. It smelled terrible. Worst day of work, smelling-wise, I've ever had. That was just a quick side note. It was horrible. It was disgusting.
What'd you have for lunch today?
Oh, that's another thing. Uh-huh. So apparently it's pretty popular. It's not that weird, I guess, but
it's a little weird.
And if you're listening, Mrs. Romanson, I appreciate the lunch. I love it. I will never ever complain for you feeding me every single day at work. I love it. However, I get a cheddar cheese, lettuce, and mayo sandwich.
No meat, baby.
No meat. We don't like meat here. Come on.
We're vegs. We're vegs in that family.
Yes, sir. So that was my lunch today. It tastes all right. It's I mean, it's not the greatest, obviously. There's like
you paused for too long right there.
There's no sustenance. It's like just eating a piece of cheese, like those cheese pieces that you throw at the babies' heads.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
It's like two of those put together.
But is it like nice cheese or is it just like the plastic Kraft cheese?
It's not bad. It's like decent cheese. I think it's like cheddar or something, the yellow one. It's like two thick slices.
But it doesn't come straight from one of those packages?
Nah.
That's kind of premium then.
It is. So I like it, but I need a little more. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Once again, Mrs. Ormanson, again, if you're listening, which I highly doubt you are, you're like 90 years old. But if you do, I love it.
You crack me up. Oh, man. So so the tournament wraps up tonight. The game's actually kicking off in about an hour and a half. Yeah. Who do you have? You think North Carolina? You kind of said you think Kansas. Or you're cheering for Kansas?
I'm not cheering for them, but I think that's who I'm going to win.
Okay.
I honestly am not cheering for anybody. This is probably the first time I've ever watched any sports event, and I have no opinion on it. I don't like either team. I don't like Kansas because they're always good, and they've been decent lately for like the past probably 10 years. And I don't like UNC because that white guy with the gross beard. Mm-hmm. And I also just don't like UNC or Duke. Mm-hmm. Either of them I could care less for. So
it is North Carolina's coach's first year coaching, though. So that would be kind of cool.
True, I agree. And that would be kind of nice to have him carry on the old coach's legacy and just show that, hey, he's got it too. That'd be good for him. So, I mean, I don't really care, though. I think Kansas is going to win, but whoever wins, wins.
So,
how about you?
What? I'm full North Carolina tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm cheering for. Next week, we'll probably have a guest on the pod. If we can get that worked out, whoever wins the bracket. Not sure how that'll work, but
get him on Zoom.
We will figure it out.
True.
So what I'm looking for.
I'll probably be in town.
I know. Should we fly him up? Fly him up for the weekend?
All that money we're making off the website. Hell yeah.
If it's Seth, though, he can just like come right over. That won't be a big problem at all.
True. Okay, all right, then go UNC.
So what I'm looking for, transitioning away from the tournament to NFL free agency. It was actually the week after the last podcast we released.
Yep.
All hell broke loose. All hell broke loose.
Yeah, it was. This is probably the biggest free agency we've had probably ever. Mm-hmm. The moves were ridiculous.
So I'm trying to find the damn list of it because it was within like 1 week.
Oh, I got it all up here.
All right, name all the players in that week that got traded. Go.
Tyreek Hill.
Nope, he was the week after.
Oh, well,
that's what I'm telling. That's why I'm being specific within this week.
Okay. I thought you were just talking free agency in general.
No, I want a little Stephen A. Smith on you there.
Okay, I love him.
No, but yes, you're correct about Tyreek Hill. What did you think about that trade?
It was a good trade, I think, for the Dolphins. However, I think he's incredibly overpaid. I love Tyreek as a player. I think he's fun to watch. He's speedy, but he doesn't have very good hands. If you actually watch him, he's not a great receiver. He's just fast. They just throw slant routes with him. You can catch it. Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks in the game right now. He throws accurately. He puts it right here every time. All you need to do is catch it and run. So I think he was overpaid. But I like the trade for the Dolphins. I think they added another good threat there. Because did they get a QB? No, they haven't had a QB yet. They're still looking.
No, they got Tua.
Yeah, but I know they were kind of shopping around a little bit because I don't know. I'm not.
You're out on Tua?
I'm not out on Tua. However, I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but Booney's scratching to get down here. He wants to come say hi.
Let him down then.
I will in a second. But
all right.
I don't know what Tyreek Hill was doing. I mean, he's already got his ring with the Chiefs, so now he's not ring chasing. Mm-hmm. But I think for a career move, I think it was a bad move on him. I don't think he's going to have the same success. Tua is nowhere near Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully he fits into the system, but they kind of built the system around him and Kelsey in Kansas City. So career-wise, I think it was kind of a bad move.
That's why this is kind of how I was thinking about it. So Tyreek Hill, without a doubt, is the fastest receiver in the league.
Oh, yeah. He might be the fastest player.
the Kansas City's offense 100% takes a step back explosion-wise.
Yeah.
But they got Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's still have. I saw stats on him. He's unreal after catch yardage.
He's not bad.
Or after contact. He's the best receiver after contact.
He's not
like that's yards without even playing all the full games. He's unreal. So I think that's a good move for him. Continue, sorry.
No, it's also he's been playing with Big Ben the last little bit, and Big Ben's been terrible.
I love Big Ben. But
he should have retired 5 years ago.
Yeah, he should have retired 5 years ago. I agree.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Juju comes out next year playing with Mahomes as his quarterback, of course. We're taking that into consideration. And he comes out and he's like, looks like a top 5 receiver.
Oh,
call me crazy.
I would. No, I agree with you because he's so good. Like he had, I think it was close to like 1,200 yards after contact. And if you look in his first, 4 years in the league, I think he's been in, or first 3 or something, he's had 1,000 yards after contact. That's leading by, I think, 100 yards, 150 yards. And he's played 5 less games.
It's interesting.
He's very, very talented. So I'm excited to see how he does.
And the other thing is they signed in free agency MVS. Yep. And obviously they are not the same. Yeah. They aren't the same receiver, but he's an explosive deep threat.
Yeah. I agree. So I think they're going to be just as good. And I think it freed up a little bit of their cap space. So our salary cap. So I think for the Chiefs, it was a decent move.
Yeah.
I would rate the Chiefs getting an A. Ooh, Booney wants to come down here. Should I go get him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Go get him, baby. Show him to the camera.
Here is Booney.
Hey, what up, dog? How you doing, Booney. Son?
Hey.
Booney. Hey, Booney.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Cute.
Okay. All right. Well, upstairs. Nice to
All right, so I found the information I was looking for.
Okay.
Now we got to keep in mind, this happened within a week.
Mm-hmm.
This was insane. It all kicked off March 16th. The morning news. Carson Wentz traded from the Colts to the Washington Commanders.
I saw that. That was wild.
And then we had Amari Cooper go to the Browns. And then we had Khalil Mack go to the Los Angeles Chargers.
I saw
and
that.
Then we had Yannick Ngakoue go to the Colts.
Okay.
Then we had Russell Wilson go to the Broncos. Drew Lock, Noah Fant, and Shelby Harris all go to the Seahawks. And then to cap it all off, the next day, not even to cap it all off, just the next day, Devontae Adams gets traded to the Raiders.
Worst thing ever.
The day after that, Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Browns.
Yeah.
Ooh, the day after,
talk about that.
Day after that, Robert Woods gets traded to the Titans. The day after that, Matt Ryan gets traded to the Colts.
These are all just huge names.
And then 2 days after that, Tyree Hill got traded to the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was just wild. There were so many players that looked like they were going to be franchise players moving around. I mean, you have Russell Wilson. You have Tyree Hill. You have Matt Ryan, who I thought was going to end his career at the Falcons. I mean, he only had a couple years left. Then you had, what's his name?
Devontae Adams?
Devontae Adams. All these players looked like they were going to make franchise, and play with their franchise for the rest of their careers. Mm-hmm. I didn't think they'd let them go. So I think it was wild. And Deshaun Watson.
So
what do you think of that? What's your opinion on that trade?
This is going to spark a little argument. I do not think Baker Mayfield's good.
He's an interesting player. I'm not going to argue you on that because I don't think he's fantastic, but I think he's extremely flashy and needs to be put in the right program. And I think he could be good.
So I guess I would take your words and say, as an NFL GM, because everyone knows I am one, if I were one, I don't want a quarterback that needs to be put in the right system.
That's fair. Look, I'd rather have a Tom Brady who can play anywhere and win a championship anywhere. I agree with you on that.
So, I don't think Baker Mayfield's horrible. He went to the Browns, who no other quarterback before him ever succeeded, and he did succeed.
Yeah, and he brought him. He had 13-3 season, his best season ever. or 12-4.
I don't know what it was.
I think it was 12-4 actually.
And he did fine.
Yeah.
But my only thing is, he was never above average. He was just average.
Oh, no, I agree with that. I like him in the fact that I want a quarterback on my team who wins games.
The only thing I like about him is his beard. He grows a nice beard.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. I like his commercials too. At home, nah, not
at home anymore.
Yikes, those aged well. But no, I want a quarterback on my team who can win, and he showed that he could do it on a Browns team who was historically the worst team in the league. They were awful. They had 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they went 0-16.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's terrible. And he turned them around, and he took them to the AFC Championship game. So, for me, I don't think he's the worst quarterback. I think he's a lot better than a lot of them out there, only because the fact is, yes, he doesn't have the stats. He's not that flashy. He makes a lot of mistakes, throws a lot of interceptions, but he wins games. And that's me. And I know it's also on the defense. I will say defense for the Browns was phenomenal the last couple of years, and that helped them win tons of games. But I don't know. I got to give it to him. He did help win.
2 points to that. One, this man had OBJ and Jarvis Landry as his two top receivers. In this last year, he couldn't hit either of them to save his life.
True.
And a lot of people were blaming the receivers, and then Odell Beckham goes over to the Rams, and he looked like normal OBJ.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then the second point is, let me frame this in a certain way to you. If you're in the front office and you think you have a capable quarterback, and the quarterback's above average, would you even entertain the idea, hypothetically, if there was a player out there who, let's say, was facing some sort of legal trouble?
Yeah.
Let's say he was facing sexual assaults, not just one, not two, 22.
For making people massage him
during massages. Would you trade him if you had this guy who you thought?
No, and that's a very valid point. I agree with you, but I think Deshaun Watson has shown the talent. Now, granted, I as a GM would not have traded for him.
I wouldn't have either.
I don't like the legal trouble that he's into. I don't like that he even has those allegations. Now, I know that's unfair because in the American justice system, you're innocent until proven guilty. So I know that you have to look at him like innocent. Like he's done nothing wrong and all of this is made up, especially the fact that it's all civil suits, which makes me kind of think it's a little suspicious. You know, they might be trying to get some money. However, I don't like it that he's even in this situation. So I, as a GM, would not have even looked at him, but I will agree that he's a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah, he's a top 5 QB when he's doing his thing.
He's potentially a generational quarterback if he can get on the right team with the right – not even on the right team. If he can get the right receivers – because look what he did down in Texas with Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, granted, Hopkins is arguably a top wide receiver in the league, but Deshaun Watson is phenomenal. So I think almost any team, whether you have a good quarterback or not, should have been going for him. Because I would take him over most of the good quarterbacks out in the league.
My only thing, so everything you've said, I agree with. But how do you touch a guy who, like, the legal hearings aren't even taken care of yet? The grand jury's turned it down as far as criminal goes.
Yeah.
But it's like nothing's been resolved. He hasn't been found not guilty.
I know. So I wouldn't have. I don't understand how they did either. And then the amount of everything they gave up, draft picks, salary cap. And they gave up 6 draft picks to get him. And then they paid him, what was it, $175 million over 4 years?
And like guaranteed.
Yeah, 130 or 140 is guaranteed. How do you do that for somebody who might still be indicted?
And the wild part is, if you can go look up his contract breakup, in this coming year, 22 to 23, his contract is $1.5 million. Why on earth do you think his contract's so low?
Isn't he still on his rookie contract?
No. This is the new contract he signed with.
Because they're taking a chance.
Because they think he might get suspended.
Which, exactly, for me, is just like, why would you even do that? They basically wrote it into his contract saying, okay, you're probably going to be guilty, but we'll still pay you. We still want you. Like, as an organization, I'd be embarrassed. Like, I would be very embarrassed to be like, oh, yeah, we're okay with him being found guilty of this stuff, but we still want him because he's good.
And the minute he's found not guilty, maybe take a few more months off, and then if you go pursue him, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
While everything's still happening.
I'd be okay if the minute he was found not guilty, you went out and got him. Mm-hmm. Because, again, our legal system says you're innocent until proven guilty, and if he's proven innocent, then he's truly proven innocent. Fine. Go get him the very second gavel.
We do have OJ.
The juice is loose.
Hey!
But I'm saying, so as soon as the gavel hits and says not guilty, fine. Go get him. Done. Sign the contract.
Okay.
But until then, you're basically saying, okay, you might be guilty. We don't even care. You're good, so we'll give you money.
And imagine being Baker, like, damn, I can't even out-compete.
I know, and he asked for a trade, and the Browns are basically just saying, nah, you're our backup now.
He'll get traded.
I feel bad for him. Mm-hmm. I legit feel bad because he's a nice guy. From everything you read and everything you see, he seems like a genuinely decent human being. Now, he's cocky and arrogant. Like, yes.
So, wait. You think a genuinely good human being is also cocky and arrogant?
But that's on the field. That's what we see on the field. A lot of people put on a show on the field.
He did get arrested for a DUI and tried to run from the police.
Shit, that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, maybe he's
real stand-up guy here.
Yeah, maybe I take that back.
He also shook his junk on the sideline in college at the opposing team.
I like that. Like that. Shit. Maybe he's not that great. But I'm saying I feel bad. Nobody deserves to be the star quarterback, have a bunch of quarterback or commercials at home with Baker Mayfield at the Browns Stadium made. And then all of a sudden, in one day, you're made a backup quarterback to one of the better QBs in the league, and they're not even trained.
So one thing you said to me is that you want to see him on the Seahawks after Russell Wilson gets traded and all that. But so if you're the Seahawks.
I said that? I didn't say that.
You said that to me. 100% you did.
No, I said I want to see.
We were with my dad.
I did. Well, when I was with your dad, I also wasn't in the greatest headspace.
Why was that? No, I'm just kidding.
We were,
but fun. To that point, I would just, if you're the Seahawks, would you really even think about pursuing him? Or would you just try to draft a guy and hope he's better? Because to me, he's a player that he's no better than Kirk Cousins.
I'd pursue him only because DK Metcalf looks like he wants to leave. He's open to leaving. So that means this year he's going to get traded or potentially next year. So what I would do is I would bring him on and pursue him for 1 year while you still have DK Metcalf, while you still have Chris Carson. Oh, no, they don't have Chris Carson. While you still have some of your weapons. Is Tyler Lockett?
No, he's on there, yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
I thought he got traded. I thought Lockett got traded. Oh, are you sure?
I mean, you can check my sources, but I ain't seen it.
Tyler Lockett. I thought he got traded to
You're crazy.
Okay, yeah. He is. You're right. So you still have Tyler Lockett. You still have DK Metcalf. I'd bring on Baker because those are two of the better receivers in the league. If you bring on Baker and you draft a good quarterback, that gives your quarterback a year to learn and develop, and that shows you whether or not he's going to be good or Baker's going to be good or not. Because if he can't do anything with two of the top receivers and a decent offensive line, a good defense, decent. I didn't say good. They're well, yeah, I guess they're pretty bad.
That's why Russell Wilson left.
I know. But so I would give him a shot. I would pursue him. Let your quarterback that you draft develop, learn. I don't know. And if he's not doing well, if Baker's not doing well, pull him halfway through the season. He's a backup as of now. Who cares if he goes to being a backup there?
So the flip side of the argument for me would be why would you try to risk having Baker there for 1 year and potentially being good and getting a bottom of the first half draft pick when you could just go ahead and trade DK? I mean, what receivers have gone for is insane. So you could just go trade. You could probably trade DK Metcalf for a similar package than Hill, and you could trade Tyler Lockett for a pretty good package. So wouldn't it make sense to just go trade both them for first round picks and then be like, all right, we're going to suck this year and get the number 1 overall pick? Those are the two.
That would make sense. Or the flip side of that is, would you want to get a quarterback who actually does really well? He showed potential on the Browns. There are some games that he showed potential. Would you rather get a quarterback who's going to be really good on the Browns and then retain your top 5 or top 10 wide receivers in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf? Because if you do well, then they're going to want to stay. I'm not saying I argue that point. I'm just saying that's playing devil's advocate. You could argue and say, well, then more people would want to stay. You could get bigger names to go to the Seahawks, play with the 12th man. It's a great atmosphere. I mean, just fan base.
I just personally would say, hey, let's just go into full rebuild mode and just tank and just.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. The Lions have been doing it for 10 years, so.
Speaking of the Seahawks and their quarterback moved on to the Broncos, what'd you think about that? I got a new team with me, baby. I'm a Broncos.
Yeah.
Go Coes. Go Bronx.
Yeah, I like them. I'll follow Russell Wilson, being a Wisconsin boy. But I don't know. I think it was a good move for Wilson, especially because he's getting a little bit older. He's not old yet, but he's getting a little older. He's not going to be wanting to take all the hits. They have a good offensive line. He's not going to be taking those sacks as long as they do everything that they've been doing. I think he can also have a chance to prove himself. He won't be Tom Brady. I don't think he's going to win a Super Bowl in Broncos' first year in Denver.
You don't think so?
No. I think they gave up too many of their wide receivers.
They didn't give up a single one, though, boy.
Or no, not wide receivers. Nick Fant, though. Their tight end. I guess they gave up their tight end. I was a big Nick Fant fan.
I was too. Don't get me. I drafted him in all my fantasy leagues.
I think he is a top 10.
When you actually look at it, he hasn't really done anything. He's been a major disappointment.
Okay, but his quarterback, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I think if you give him Russell Wilson, who's a million times more accurate, has a million times better.
Teddy Bridgewater, he's pretty accurate.
True.
Two glove
Hey, he's a former Saint. Gotta like him a little. But if you were to put Fant with Wilson, I think it'd be a good duo. So
that's a fair point.
I think what happened was it was a good move for Russell Wilson again, career-wise. He'll be able to prove himself. He'll be able to start over somewhere new, somewhere fresh. I think the move for the Seahawks was pretty terrible. I don't think they got much back.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's still puzzling to me.
Yeah, I mean, you got Drew Lock, who's Fant. I mean, again, Fant, if he's with a good quarterback, he might be really, really good. And then a couple draft picks. Wasn't there? Didn't they get a first round and a second rounder?
I think they gave him this year's first.
Yeah, and then next year's second or third.
Yeah, it was this year's. It was this year and next year's first, this year and next year's second, and also this year's fifth.
So that's actually a decent haul. That's better than I thought. I didn't know it was all those draft picks. So I mean, it's not bad for the Seahawks, but I think instead of getting Drew Lock, you could have just gone with more draft picks or another player. I don't know why they do throw Drew Lock because he's not a franchise quarterback. I mean, hey, maybe he'll prove me wrong. But anyways, so I think also for Denver, I think it was a fantastic move. Only issue I have is you gave away your only potential good weapon because I'm not a huge fan of their wide receiving core. What?
You know who their wide receivers are? Jerry Jeudy, Tim Patrick, Courtland Sutton.
Courtland Sutton's decent.
They got one of the Tim Patrick's nice too.
I mean,
and Jeudy, he's been hurt. They have nice receivers.
But they are all young. So
that's good. Except
Sutton. Sutton's not that young.
It's gonna be Russell Wilson out there. He's gonna be balling.
I don't know. They're young, so they have a lot to prove. But I've never been a fan. I don't think they're as great as what Wilson was dealing with in Seattle.
That's fair. They're probably those two are. That's fair to say, but I would say the offensive line's like 10 times better.
Oh, well, yeah, offensive line makes everything. It's going to free up the offense so he can run and he can throw.
He's got better running backs.
Oh, yeah. Well, who's their running back again?
The starter is going to be Javonte Williams, and the backup will be Melvin Gordon. But they'll basically split.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon, and that's going to be good for Wilson because Melvin Gordon's a good pass catcher. That's going to be dangerous. I suppose it was.
And the defense is like 10 times better than the Seahawks defense was doing.
Yeah,
so I think they're winning the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. 2023 Super Bowl winners, Denver Broncos.
No way. Not a chance. Who do I think is going to win it? Honestly, dark horse, Raiders.
You crazy.
They just added the best wide receiver in the league.
They also
for basically nothing. What?
For basically nothing. They gave him a first and a second. I mean, that's not basically nothing.
Compared to like Tyree Hill That's what I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing everything to Tyree Hill.
Well, don't do that.
Well, I mean, I guess that was a pretty insane trade.
I mean,
but
Tyreek Hill, like, he got a fourth, a sixth. Yeah, he did get a second, and he got, I believe, this year's first and next year's first. So he essentially got one more first-round pick for a younger receiver. But a fourth and a sixth, that doesn't really mean anything.
I know, but it's still draft picks. It's potential using it for trades. Like, I don't know.
The fourth, maybe the sixth.
Speaking of Davante Adams.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I have come around, and I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I never really did. I was sad. I think more than anything, I was never mad, like, oh my God, this trade is terrible. I was more sad, like, damn, there goes Davante Adams. Especially because he was like, oh, I'm going to play wherever Rodgers plays. So I was like, okay, bet. We signed Rodgers. We signed Davante Adams. It's a done deal. But I think Rodgers.
And now it comes to, it's like, was that report really true? Because I don't think he likes Rodgers.
I don't know. I don't know. Why do you say that?
Because I apparently they did not have a relationship off the field. It was strictly just on the field at practices.
That's
and
weird.
You remember to last year when Rodgers just said, "Oh, I'm not playing for the Packers anymore." Yeah. And then the whole offseason, all those offseason workouts, all the practices, Rodgers was just sitting at home. So I think this coming offseason,
and then he wins MVP. What a stud!
This coming offseason, I think Davante Adams was like, Rodgers could do that again. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's fair.
I've flipped on Rodgers too. And I think Davante Adams was like, oh, he might do this again. I'm going to go somewhere else where I have a good relationship with the quarterback. And I don't have to worry about him just getting up and leaving.
No, and that's very fair. I definitely agree with that point because honestly, if I were a wide receiver, I'd get pretty sick of it too. I mean, I love Rodgers because he like stands up for himself, not getting the COVID vaccine. He doesn't play by the rules per se, but at the same time, he's a diva. And as a wide receiver, for me, if I were his wide receiver, I'd be so pissed off. Like, just play the damn game. You're getting paid millions upon millions of dollars. Just play the game. Don't bitch. And I think I'm on Davante Adams' side on that one. However, I will say it is kind of weird that you said, I guess it's not however, but I will say it is weird that they didn't have an off-the-field relationship. Because you look at all the good wide receiver quarterback duos, even if they're not wide receiver like Gronk and Tom Brady, fantastic friends on the outside. I believe Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill were good friends on the outside.
Probably.
I think I've seen that. But like you have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, good friends on the outside. I don't know.
And you know, if anybody, you know that I've defended Aaron Rodgers before. I was a huge Aaron, and I'm not. It's not that I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan anymore. But when the part that broke it for me was when the contract came out, and it was supposed to be a 4-year, $200 million contract. And he himself, who's not a social media person, he just sticks to himself, kind of an interesting guy, took the time to tweet saying that contract's not real. I did not sign that. It's going to be a cap-friendly or team-friendly deal or whatever he said. And then the next day it comes out that it was a 3-year, $150 million deal.
Same freaking thing.
It's the same contract.
It's just $50 million yes or less in 1 year less. I agree with you. That frustrated me beyond belief because I told like all my friends who don't follow sports were like, "Oh my God, it's 200 million 4 years." I stuck up for him. I was like, "No." He said he wants to have like Packer friendly, team friendly deal so we can sign a bunch of other people. Comes back and signs the same thing. I don't wonder if that didn't piss off Davante Adams either.
Apparently Rodgers knew that Davante Adams wasn't coming back when he signed it.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole situation.
Which in my opinion is another kind of shot against Aaron Rodgers' character because it's like, okay, so you knew your top receiver wasn't going to come back. So you took the max deal instead of saying, hey, my top receiver, the best receiver in the league, isn't coming back. Let me take a little pay cut so we can get some other people. Instead, he was like, screw it. He's not coming back. Let me get all the money. And like, really? That's how Tom Brady does so well.
Yeah.
He takes these pay cuts to get all these amazing players. How else do you have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski?
He was making 25 a year, and Rodgers is going to make 50. That's double.
Yeah. And he's winning a Super Bowl.
So the other part of it to me is, and before I get to that, I'm a huge Pat McAfee fan, and I think I was the person that told you it was a fake contract, and you went and told all your. I
also looked it up on my own, but you are the first one I heard it from. Yes.
So I got that information from Pat McAfee because I watch his show like every single day, and he is friends with Aaron Rodgers, and he said my source who is Aaron Rodgers, said that's not the actual contract.
Yeah.
And then the next day it comes out that it essentially was. And I feel like if I was Pat McAfee, I'd be like, well, I just spent all of yesterday lying.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. That's
like,
kind of like, that's kind of throwing your friend under the bus. I'd be kind of pissed and be like, really?
Exactly.
Because now people are going to be like, oh, Pat McAfee lied and all this. No. I don't know. I've never been a huge fan. You guys know me. I'm not a huge fan of Rodgers as is. Never have been, never will be. I know he's phenomenal, but I don't care. I don't want the drama on my team.
Yep.
So I also want to play. I want a team-friendly quarterback, a team player.
I would agree. So then my other point to that is, would you? So here's the thing: the players are the ones that make all the money. They make the money for the own. Like without the players, the owners wouldn't have. And I understand. I'm not bashing the owners. The owners like build the stadiums, give the pedestal, blah blah blah. But if the players weren't good and the product's not good, they ain't making all these billions of dollars.
No.
So if anybody deserves the money, it's hands down the players.
Oh, yeah.
However, don't sit here and talk about how you want to take a team-friendly deal, you want to compete for Super Bowls, and you want to have like, because you know how all offseason Aaron Rodgers just stuck up for old Packers. He was like, the Packers treat their players so poorly, they had to let go of Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, some offensive linemen, just to name a few. He stuck up for all these players and was like, oh, the Packers front office treats him like trash. Well, don't do that. Don't play that game with me and then go out and sign this huge contract and pretend you want to compete and have all your friends on the team. Exactly. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, exactly. You have to make some sacrifice. Again, going back to Tom Brady, look at him. He takes all the sacrifice in the world. He could easily be the highest paid quarterback in the league. At this age, I don't know.
He probably still would be.
He probably still would be. Yet instead, he's not even in the top 5 quarterbacks paid. And his team, phenomenal, have a great relationship. They're all friends. They all want to stay. They all want to come back, and they're winning Super Bowls.
It does drive me crazy.
It's not hard math. You take less money, you get more players, you win more games.
And if Rodgers would have just came out and said, hey, listen, I just want to be the highest paid quarterback, I would have been like, well, that's dumb, but at least you admit it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he was transparent about it, you'd have nothing to be mad at him for. You can be mad that he's greedy, but you can't be mad at him for being a liar.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
It definitely drove me crazy. I mean, who knows? I'm still a Packers fan. We're still wrong.
Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. But
so what
I will
about
never be an Aaron Rodgers fan.
What do you think about the Amari Cooper trade to the Browns?
I think it was a good move for him.
I thought it was a good move for the Browns.
Cowboys. Oh, yeah, Browns. Because Cowboys.
You know what he got? It was a 5th and a 6th round pick.
No, I know. Now, he's not the youngest quarterback in the league, or wide receiver in the league. He's not the youngest, but he's still one of the best. I'd say he's top 20.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a wide receiver 1 on most teams. So it's a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. I'm like, I would have done it.
I mean, obviously, a phenomenal move for the Browns. I think for him, it was a good career move as well because Dallas, I like Dak, but
they're one of those teams where just it never works out for them.
Yeah, it's exactly. They're one of those teams where as good as their quarterback is, because Dak, I'd say, is the top 10 QB. I think, maybe top 15. But he's a decent quarterback. But their wide receivers just never do that well. I think CeeDee Lamb was the first wide receiver to do well on that team in like the past, I don't even know how many years. So I think for him, it's going to give him a chance to shine, especially if Deshaun Watson is innocent and plays. I think it's great. And I think they got him for a steal, 5th and 6th round. That's nothing. You barely ever get players that are studs. I mean, you do get them. There are players out there that have been drafted low and are some of the best players in the league. Like, look at Tom Brady. But
it's just
happens so
things
rare.
are just weird to me. So, like, here's another one. So Robert Woods, who of course tore his ACL, but great receiver. Like he was.
Same with Odell. Odell tore his ACL too, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway,
I was just saying when it was Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp out there, they were pretty equal. Like I'm a big fan of Robert Woods, so he gets traded. Granted, coming off ACL, like we just talked about, but he gets traded for a 6th round pick.
Yeah,
and then you have Devontae Adams, Devontae Parker, who goes for a 3rd round pick.
Wasn't he on the Dolphins?
Yeah, he was on the Dolphins, and they just traded him to the Patriots.
For a 3rd round pick?
For a 3rd round pick. And I'm just like...
I don't want to say he's a nobody, but he's like not...
He's shown potential, but he hasn't...
Yeah, but he's a wide receiver 2 or 3. He'll never be a wide receiver 1, which I think Robert Woods at one point, he was pretty much equal with Kupp. Like,
so I just don't. And then also speaking, like, why did the Dolphins do that? Because you trade for Tyree Kill, so he's your wide receiver 1.
yeah.
Waddle's your 2, and then Devontae Parker's going to be your 3, and he'd be one of the best
That's
3.
he'd be a phenomenal wide receiver.
And then you can truly see if Tua's going to be your guy or not.
Yeah.
But now you trade him, and now it's like you have 2 good receivers, but you don't have
a third option.
It's nothing special. So that made no sense to me.
I mean, we got to see how this draft goes. You never know; they could draft some phenomenal player at the 3 position. But I agree. I think that was kind of a weird move, and especially so high, like a 3rd round pick for him. And then you've got like Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
Amari Cooper's been one of the top names in the league for the past however long he's been in the league,
and he only goes for a 5th
and 6th.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's why sometimes I look at these teams and I'm like, really?
I should be the owner. I should be the GM.
You really did that? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I'd make the best moves ever. You get Andre Drummond, obviously the best center in the league.
Your Baker Mayfield take's going to turn out just like that. That's what I was going to say earlier.
No.
One day you're going to be like, yeah, you were right about Baker.
We'll see how he does, I guess. I'm not gonna say no to it. I mean, you never know. He has been pretty booty water at some games, but other games he's not bad.
So, I guess we can take that nice transition right back to basketball and the NBA.
Okay.
What the hell's going on with the Lakers and the Nets?
I love it.
Two of the teams that are supposed to be 2 of the clear-cut best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Especially the Lakers.
Yeah. Well,
they're all
but
Lakers qualified from.
See, the Lakers, the problem with them is that, yes, on paper they look phenomenal, but they basically just went out and got every all-star in the past 5 years, tried to throw them on a team and said perform. I think, in my opinion, this is a huge step for the league because if you look at it, everyone always talks about making a team just full of all-stars and to be the best team, but I think this proves it wrong. You've got LeBron James, who's in the lead for the scoring title this year. Mm-hmm. He's having one of his best years of his career.
2nd best player of all time.
Okay, well, I'm not arguing about that right now. But I don't like LeBron as a person, but I love him as a player. So I argue that he's the best player of all time. But so you have him, who's still somehow at age 36 or 37 doing this. So I'd say he's a top 5 player right now in the league still. You've got Russell Westbrook, who in the past couple of years is a triple-double machine, has been decent, never had a good shot, but he's been pretty good. You've got Anthony Davis, who's a top 5 center.
Yeah, when healthy, he's like a top 5 player almost. Not even center, just
almost. You've got Dwight Howard, who's a former All-Star, not that crazy. But you had they don't have Schroeder anymore. They have what's the other guy? The other point guard,
Malik Monk.
He's
good.
He's really good. He's a starter on any other team.
But even those 3 that we like, having those 3 should make you.
It's literally everybody's like ideal team. Mm-hmm. You've got the best small forward in LeBron, one of the best point guards in Russell Westbrook, and one of the best centers, if not the best center, in Anthony Davis. That's literally everyone's dream team right there. Mm-hmm. Everyone always talks about, oh my God, take a team of all of these. But I think this is monumental because it shows everybody you need to have chemistry. Doesn't matter how good you are, because they are just cheeks this year. And they cannot buy a bucket or a win.
Two interesting things that stuck out to me that I just learned recently. So I'm a Westbrook hater. I think he's the most overrated player in the league. I have always been a Westbrook hater.
I used to like him, but not anymore. After he went to the Rockets, when he was on OKC, I loved him. After that, I'm done. I don't like him.
But what I kind of found interesting as of late is he's only missed 1 game all year. So he's been out there busting his ass for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And old bum LeBron and bum AD have been sitting on the sideline hurt. Yeah. So it's kind of like, he hasn't been playing great, but can you really blame him? Because he's the only one out there doing anything.
No, but
I still blame him. But
I still blame him because he's looked terrible. Mm-hmm. His age has just shown he has not. His made baskets have been good. You were the one that told me his dunk percentage is 50%. That's a dunk. If I could dunk, I'd dunk better than that.
What's a big if?
So, on a good day.
And then the other thing that stuck out to me is AD. It was like 2 days ago in a press conference. He said, like, looking back at the season, it's kind of sad what we could have been. And I'm like, how? You've been the most hurt player since you entered the league.
Literally.
No one plays less than you. Maybe John Wall's been more hurt, But other than that,
maybe Boogie Cousins.
Maybe him too. But
Boogie's another player.
AD does not play at all.
No.
So how can you say what could have been? You've been injury prone your whole career. There's no what could have been.
Which isn't by his fault, but still, yeah, exactly. You can't be making those claims. At some point, I feel
like it is.
I actually agree with you. I didn't want to say it, but I agree with you. I think there's a point when if I were playing, granted, that's if I were playing. Obviously, I'm not. I'm sitting in my basement, home, or what's it called? Living at home right now. So obviously, I'm a bum. Obviously, I'm not in the NBA. But if I were, I'd play with a freaking broken ankle.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be making millions of dollars. I would tough it out. I don't even care. Half the time you see AD, he makes a jump shot, comes down, holding his groin or his quad or his calf, and he's done for like 30 games. You're like, dude, suck it up. And there'll be like a calf strain. I mean, you know how many times I played soccer or high school basketball with a strain? I played with a damn near broken wrist. I taped it up. It was my shooting. Ooh, what is going on over there? Like my high school, my senior year. What?
No, I was just being goofy. Go on.
I was like, my senior year, I had like a grade 3 or whatever the bad grade is sprain on my wrist. I played the next game. I taped it up and played it the next game, and it was my shooting wrist. Like
your soccer shooting wrist? That don't make no damn sense.
No, basketball. In basketball.
Oh, you said soccer.
My bad. I landed on my wrist, got like a grade 3 sprain or whatever the bad one is. Had to get X-rays.
You're the doctor. You're supposed to know this.
Not yet. In training, eventually.
Okay.
But so I'm just like granted now I'm a high school player. Like whatever. Nobody cares. It's glory days. I know. But like, and I see him. I'm like, dude, just freaking play. I get sick. I'm sorry. I went on a huge rant there. It just frustrates me because I feel the same way as you. You just need to suck it up and play. He's making 180 million or something in his contract. Like,
no, don't be sorry. I enjoyed it.
Ugh, frustrates me.
No, I'm with you. Anything else you want to add to that or this in general? Got any big news coming up?
Not really. Nothing too terribly big. I mean, Easter's coming up, so my boy
Shout
Spence.
out Lord Jesus.
Yes, sir. My boy Spence come to our house. For Easter. Nothing else really. I mean, start my job in June, unfortunately.
No, that's good. We like that. He's gonna be living in La Crosse full time. We'll be in person rather than over Zoom, which will be very nice.
True.
Actually, I will have moved home at that point. So I wasn't
gonna say it. But yeah, no, so how about you? Any big news in your life? What's going on with you?
No, nothing in mine. I was just gonna say, go check out the website, go buy some merch. Don't forget, I'm a wiener for 10% off your order in the promo code, of course. And just, keep sharing, keep being a friend, tell a friend, go purchase, go support.
Yes, sir.
Follow us on all social media, subscribe.
Wear it on campus, take it off, make a scene. People ask where it was from, anything you can, spread the word.
Run around streaking.
Wave that shit. Get up on tables at the bars, go to the library, go to Brothers. Get
elevated surfaces.
Yeah, women love them. Get that crop, that cute crop. Wear it at the start, take it off at the end.
Women love them.
Women love them.
Women will love you if you purchase our gear.
And give it to them. They're great gifts. Stocking stuffers, birthday presents, anything. Easter, put in the Easter, make the Easter bunny.
Go get the coffee mug, go get the pint glass, go get the fanny pack.
Put some eggs in it. Like in your egg hunt, you can buy like a mug or a shot or a pint glass.
Yeah.
Put an egg in it.
Okay, yeah, I support it. And thanks for listening. We surely appreciate it. I'm going to go watch the game. I hope you have a good night. And, I love you and thanks for listening.